Hello, Top Fan friends. We are so grateful that you join us on a Monday morning. That's right. It's back to American League with Ashley. She's back from being a world traveler. Okay. If you see her anywhere in
National
the hood,
traveler.
ask for an autograph. She carries Sharpies around as she should. She is just that amazing. Ashley, we missed you last week, but we're so happy to have you back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm wonderful. I'm super busy, but I'm doing actually wonderful. Thank you. I'm not so happy to be back in the cold weather, because I was just in Arizona. It was in the 80s. I'm gonna be in Arizona next week. It's gonna be in the 60s and rainy. But I had a good vacation week and I saw some baseball and I soaked up some sunshine. So all
There you
good.
go.
We're happy.
There you go. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, before we get started,
And by the way, thank you
always
to Kenna for taking over for me.
yes, Kenna. I was just going to say that. We got to thank
Kenna's
Kenna.
excellent.
She did awesome. And we've got to thank our sponsors. So thank Ruby's and Laguna Beach. We thank Drunken Gentlemen Clothing Apparel. And we are thankful for Dunkin' Donuts in the Inland Empire. The Inland Empire runs on Dunkin'. That is right. So I'm so grateful for Andrea over there and her team, Josh and Jordan, and all those people that help make this be a wonderful thing. More to come on those. Ashley, business is out of the way. Let's start talking. We're some teams are almost finished with spring training last week, this week. Some have another week left, but it's time to start talking about injuries. Walk me through your team first, the Cleveland Guard. I mean, the Detroit Tigers. Walk me through the Detroit Tigers and injuries.
That's a slip up you don't want to make.
I know. I know. Ladies and gentlemen,
Um,
if it were me versus Ashley, my money's on Ashley every day and twice on Sunday. I just want to get that on the record.
well, we have unfortunately two guys out who are very important parts of the team. So we have Parker Meadows. I don't exactly know how long he's even going to be out for. They haven't given us very much information on that. I don't know if he's going to be available for opening day. I don't think he is. I think it's a bicep strain, I believe. Um, but I really hope he can bounce back because Parker was he's projected to have a really good year. He was the spark plug for our team at the second half of last year. He's a problem on the base pads. He's a problem in center field. I don't know if anybody remembers when he robbed Cal Raleigh of that home run. Um, he was hitting for power. Parker's a problem for everybody else, not us. But we need him back ASAP. So Parker, please come back. And then Matt Vierling. So Matt Vierling played some right field for us last year. He can also play third base. I think he and Jace Young were supposed to be kind of our platoon. He's hurt. To be honest with you, I forgot what's wrong with him, but he is not going to be ready for opening day. I think he's supposed to be back projected possibly like end of April, I believe they said. Um, so that really sucks. Fortunately, Jace Young defensively has been doing pretty well at third base this spring training. Offensively, he had one day where he hit he went 2 for 2 with two doubles. Since then, he has not done much. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more from him. But again, it is just spring training, so I'm trying not to, get the panties in a bunch too much right now. But I do kind of hope to see more from him, and hopefully Matt Vierling and Parker Meadows can hurry their way back.
100%. Have you heard around the league? There's been a couple of other relatively big injuries. Did you hear what's going on in the Yankee camp?
Yeah, actually, one of my best friends is a Yankee fan. So, I see his tweets or he'll text me sometimes, keep me updated. But yeah, Luis Gil, rookie of the year last year, lat strain. That sucks for them. He's such an important part of the rotation. And then Giancarlo, who I hate to say it, it's not exactly a surprise. Um, Hopefully he can make his way back soon. I know I've seen kind of some divided opinions on him,
Hmm.
between the Yankee fans, but obviously he was a very important part of their postseason last season. Um, he's either going to hit a home run or hit a double off the wall or he's going to strike out. So hopefully he makes his way back soon.
Yeah,
Both of
yeah.
them, actually. Because
The
I'm rooting for the
Yankees,
Yankees in that division.
the Yankees need that. They need that power bat. They do have a really good 1-2 punch in Garrett Cole and Max Fried, but
Oh yeah.
and you can win a World Series that way. I mean, talk to Schilling and Johnson, 2001, Arizona Diamondbacks. Now with so many games in the postseason, you usually need a really strong third guy. You can't just do it with a 1-2. But that being said, did you hear that the Incredible Hulk, aka Abalis Garcia, is out as well?
Hmm. Yeah,
That
that oblique strain. He's kind of another one. I mean, he's no Giancarlo, but I feel like he's either hitting home run or he's striking out.
yeah, it's one, yeah.
But I mean, obviously he's an important addition to the lineup, so hopefully he can make it back soon too. I hate spring training injuries because it's like spring training is spring training. So when somebody gets injured, it's like, damn it, it's almost worse than when it happens in the regular season.
Well, and you kind of shake your head and you kind of say, like, and I get it. Trust me, these guys just brutalize their body for 6.5, 7 months a year, eight
Hmm.
months. If you're good. Angel fans, we get it. You don't understand the eighth month idea, but whatever. Um, and Rockies fans, don't worry, you don't have anything going on for another few 20 years.
Hey, lay off the
Just
Rockies.
hey, listen, just is what it is. Um, but it almost it gets me a little frustrated because I almost think, what did you do in the off season? Like,
Mhm.
did you take the entire offseason off, or did you still try to maybe did you take 2 or 3 weeks off and then start working out? Like, what did you do so that your body is not at its capable functioning powers? I don't know. I mean, that's just the way I think. I don't know.
I don't really. Like, I don't really blame. I mean, they deserve a little bit of time off too. I know Tarek Skubal made a comment that I think he said he took like 1 day off or something like that after the playoffs. I forgot where I heard that, but he said he took 1 day off after the playoffs and then he went right back to training, which does not surprise me at all. Um,
100%.
but I mean, we don't know how people are training. We don't know what player development's doing with them, what their strength and conditioning coaches are doing with them. So hopefully, you know, they can make quick recoveries.
Quick remembers. Exactly. Okay, spring training is good and bad. You were just out there. First of all, Let's talk about your trip. Okay, you were out there. You were like a kid in a candy store.
I
You
was.
go from 37 degrees below zero with all that white stuff on the ground to Arizona. The first thing you do is sit.
Siberia to Arizona.
Yeah, you first thing you do is you sit by the pool. You post pictures of you sitting by the pool and everything. So, how was your spring training experience? And then let's talk goods and bads for the American League as far as spring training is concerned.
Uh, so I did go to the Dodgers complex because the Dodgers were playing the Mariners, the first game I went to. I don't know if you saw my tweet from there or not,
I did.
but if you can defer contracts, you can defer cup holders. Why don't they have cup holders?
Yeah, I did. I did.
It's
I did. You're lucky you weren't sitting
2025.
in the grass. Easy. Easy.
Oh no, I'm joking, but no, it was. I mean, it was a nice. I don't know. Like, I'm not too judgmental of fields. Like, it has to be really, really bad or like really, really ugly for me to hate it. I was sitting in the sunshine enjoying baseball. The only thing is, I've noticed the retired folk out there love to stand up and have conversations right in front of you. And it's
Yeah.
like, Earl, I'm gonna need you to sit down. Like, I can't see.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I'm like halfway joking there, but they really were doing that.
hmm
But it was I saw obviously more prospects than I did, big leaguers out there. But if you know about me, I love prospects, so
Yep.
that was fun to see. Lazaro Montez is a really exciting prospect for the Mariners. He's an outfield guy, hits for power. I think he hit a couple home runs when I was down there. I didn't get to see them. But I pay a little bit of attention to the Mariners, so I did see he hit a couple home runs. He's an exciting prospect for them. Colt Emerson, another one. Ryan Bliss. I think he has a chance at being their second baseman this year. He was speedy. He's a speedy guy. He was he was stealing bases, he's sprinting around the bases. The Mariners actually stole a lot of bases, which I feel, I mean, and that was a lot of their prospects that were doing that, not so much the big leaguers. But if they can start doing that this year, if they have issues getting on base, but when they do, they steal, I like that for them. I
Yeah.
like that for them because that's what we did last year. We have is it? It's Joey? Yeah, Joey Cora. Because Alex
Mhm.
Cora is the Red Sox. I always get them mixed up, the brothers.
Yeah.
Joey Cora is our third base coach, and he's really, really aggressive. But I love that because I love aggressive base running. I think it manufactures runs really well. So that was good to see for the Mariners.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. I don't know if you've paid attention. I mean, you've been gone. You've been like soaking up the sun and doing all the things. I know you made a couple public appearances and signed a couple thousand autographs. I heard about it. It was insane. I heard the line was 2 hours long at one of your card signings. It was insane. Um, but I don't know if you've paid attention to some of the what I'm going to call superstars and what kind of springs they're having. Now, I don't judge spring training like if you don't, it's times to work on things. But when you start slow, you don't want your spring training to be slow and then have a slow start. Alex Bregman is batting 400. Jordan Alvarez is batting .83. So I don't know if you've seen these yet. Is there anything
Actually
that
didn't know
you
that.
look at from a perspective? I mean, you love scouting, you love the inside group of it. Is there anything that you look at and you think, okay, we know Alex starts slow, but this is awesome that he's spring training. Jordan, we're concerned about any of that.
So I do have to say I haven't really paid attention to like what Alex Bregman's issue tends to be at the beginning of the year. I guess the things that I like to look at in spring training are things like, pitch recognition.
Mhm.
What are they swinging at? Are they swinging at, swinging and missing in zone is obviously not a good look. Are they chasing a lot? I guess those are the kinds of things I look at, but then again, I try to keep in mind that spring training is the time for guys to try new things. I've heard one of our guys that added a toe tap, so everybody's trying new things. So I try not to put too much into spring training, but if you're swinging and missing end zone, that's a little concerning.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree. I honestly think the Astros are going to have a little bit more of a difficult season than what they've had in the past.
Mhm.
I'm a little concerned for them because I do think Seattle's gotten better. Texas, we'll see. Angels, I think, felt like they got better. The A's are, well, they're the A's.
Mm.
And so the
I mean, they got
Astros,
better.
they,
They made some signings.
for those of you listening to the audio and not listening to the YouTube, I just made the what you think, what you talking about Willis face from Different Strokes. Just want to get that on record. Um, okay, last question because I know everybody's got to get to getting on Monday. But the last question: the Tigers put up a 17 spot in one of their games last week. Um, I've been following because of you. I've been looking deeper diving into people like Jace Young. You've got a lot of young talent. Is
Yeah.
this something of signs to come, or is this just it was one game?
I think it was just one game. Honestly, again, it's spring training. So I was following that game on game day, but I was busy, so I was not watching it, unfortunately. I did see we went back to back to back with home runs. So that was a good sign. That guy was getting absolutely shelled. And I know it was because I saw the videos after it was, um, they had the Phillies manager was on with ESPN and he's like back to back to back home runs, which is really funny. But anyway, yeah, sorry, back to your question. I don't want to sit here and
Squirrel,
say it's a
squirrel.
sign. Yeah, yeah, it's a sign of things to come. It's a good sign. One thing, so we've been saying we need to sign a right-handed hitting outfielder. And we have Jahmai Jones, and he's hit a couple home runs. He's been looking really, really good this spring training. Um, and even if I made a tweet last week. And I said, what if I told you that C1s and C2s are just important to your team as A's and B's? And for anybody who doesn't know what that means, so when a scout projects a player, they can project them as an A1 and A2, which is going to be, like your perennial all-star Cy Young winners. And then there's like the B's, which are like a good player on an everyday championship club. And then you have your C's, which are like your C2s are like your guys who bounce back and forth between like the minors and the majors. Um, and I know this is just internet culture, but I feel like a lot of the times I see people kind of talking down on like the C1s and C2s, and it's like you do know that like not everybody on your team is going to be an all-star. Like not everybody's going to hit 300, not everybody's going to have under a 4 ERA. It's just not going to happen. But those guys are important to the team, and that's where I think Jahmai Jones is going to come in for us. I mean, unfortunately, we just talked about we have the injuries. We have Matt Vierling and we have Parker Meadows. Jahmai Jones has been hitting the ball really well. The bat to ball skills are looking really, really good this spring. So even if he can come up for us, and just fill in for a while and he can hit for power, I'm happy with that. I love that.
Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. You're absolutely right. Not everybody, and again, I'm going to take you to back before you had come here, this wonderful place called Earth, and a, a guy that you may or may not have heard of basically was a gift draft pick. Nobody wanted this guy, but his godfather begged the Dodgers to draft him. I don't know, but I need to check. But did Mike Piazza have a decent career?
You know what? I think so.
Yeah, seeing that he's in the Hall of Fame, I think he did okay. He but Mike Piazza was drafted in the last round. He was drafted like 400 overall. Nobody wanted him. He wasn't, but Tommy Lasorda was in good with the Dodgers, obviously, and got him drafted. And so you're absolutely right. C1 and C2 players are can be, and they may not be. They may be, but could a C1 player pitch 160 innings for you and have an ERA of 4.1 and go 12 and 8 and help you make the playoffs? 100%. So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, right? Not everybody's going to be a Scooble.
Yeah, no, not and actually and Scuba was drafted in what, like the ninth round?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I I'm bringing up my little um the, like the roll card right now that I
Yeah.
have. So yeah, so your A1s are going to be your perennial Cy Young candidate, top 5 pitcher in the league. Your A2s are going to be like your number one starter or your elite closer, has the ability to stop a losing streak, so can be like an ace. Your B1s are going to be above average major league players, prominent role on a championship club. Your B2s are going to be kind of like your average guys. They can start and play a consistent role for the team.
Mhm.
C1s are going to be your role player, a non-starter, but maybe an important platoon guy. And your C2s are going to be up and down, back and forth between the majors and the minors. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know, that's what we're talking about when we talk about the A's and the B's and the C's. But C's are just as important to your team. And you're not going to have one guy for every position. Like sometimes you're going to have to platoon guys. Sometimes one of those platoon guys is going to get hurt and you're going to have to grab a C2 from AAA. That's what I like to see. I like to see those guys doing well in spring training. I think that that's a really good sign. It's important to have depth.
100%. 100%. Ashley, is there anything you want to cover this week that we didn't? We covered injuries, we covered spring training, we covered your trip, and covered two of your autograph sessions. I understand that you went through 10 Sharpies. I don't know what that means, but I think that's a big deal. Anything else that we want to talk about?
Well, for anybody who doesn't know, I was chosen through MLB's
Yes.
diversity pipeline to attend the Sabre Analytics conference in person next week. So I will be gone next week also. But I think it's going to be a great experience. I'm so excited. The whole thing's been a great experience so far. So hopefully I can, you know, get some knowledge there. Come back, share it with all of you, share it with the show. I'm
Mm.
always learning. I try to learn something new about baseball every single day, if not more than just that. So, yeah, I'm super excited. Again, I want to thank Major League Baseball and the MLB Diversity Pipeline for that opportunity. I think it's amazing. It's a once in a lifetime thing. So I'm super excited. That's the reason I was gone for a while last week, and then my head's been spinning this week. I've been busy next week. I'm going to be gone. But after that, I will be back 100% focused. So,
We are going to miss you. We'll make sure that we put out where you're doing your autograph signings when you're at the diversity program. My understanding
don't come
is
up
that
to me when I'm at the conference. No
yeah,
autographs.
my yes, please. You'll know who she is because she'll
Or
have
maybe I want to look important, so maybe do. No, I'm just kidding.
well, she's going to have three bodyguards around her, everybody. So if you can get past the bodyguards, you're good to go, right? So, Ashley, I always love doing the show with you because you know more than the average fan and you teach the average fan what they should be looking at. So, I love this show. I can't wait. We're going to miss you next week, but the following week you'll be back. We'll try to see if we can wrangle Kenna in. We'll have to have our agents talk to her agents and see if we can't get a 1 day contract with her whatnot, but we'll figure it all out. So, Ash, let's do it again next
Well, Ken,
in 2 weeks, right?
absolutely. And I know everybody enjoys Kenna. I enjoy Kenna. So you guys will have a great show next week. I know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ash, we'll do it again. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your Monday.
All right.
Bye bye.